Hello and welcome to Best WP7 Games. Today we're taking a look at Curling3D, which, as the name suggests, is a game all about curling. For anyone who isn't aware, it's a sport often played at the Winter Olympics. I say often, always played at the Winter Olympics. Plays a lot like bowls, or indeed boule. As in it's a game where you have to launch an object, in this case a stone, towards a target at the end of the area. Anyway, as you can see, the game gives you the opportunity to choose your nationality and your gender. It also allows you to play against the computer or against another player. So, and if you noticed, one of the things, when you're changing through the different nationalities, it does change the character models, but these models repeat very often, so there's not actually that much variety in the way you can make yourself look. This is the first time you play against a computer, and this happens every time as far as I can tell. It gives you instructions on how to control the game. So you can turn the stone, which applies spin, and then you can launch it, choosing the strength and direction. Now, once the game starts, you can choose to use your, the other curlers in your team to sweep the ice in front of the stone. Depending at the point at which this is done, this will help to increase spin, or to increase forward momentum. This isn't actually explained by the game. The game assumes you know how curling works, which seems a little bit limiting. Anyway, the controls are simple, except they're a bit awkward. As you can see here, easy to get set up the rotation, but very often the game interprets a motion directly up from the puck as being an attempt to turn it some more. There we go. Could have done with a little bit more, a clearer way of telling the game what you want to do. So having launched, and now with a left turning spin, or a anti-clockwise spin, and then a right launch to the right. Unfortunately, too far to the right, wasn't able to spin it back. Still, I am within the circles at the moment, which means at this moment in time I'm technically winning. However, with another 7 shots each, that stone isn't a very useful one. It's not very well placed either. As it's far back, it's not going to obstruct the opponent. Main aims in the game are to not only get into the circle, but to make sure your opponent can't knock you out of the circle very easily, and to then obstruct them. So, I mean, here the computer's made a very good shot, almost dead center. The best tactic to get rid of that would be now to knock the stone, to bash it out of its circle while I still can. And here again the controls are being a bit iffy. I need to rotate right. It's obviously decided that's not allowed today. There we go. I need to launch it, assuming it will register. So that's a strong shot, so it needs to be strong to knock the other stone out of the circle. Hopefully I applied enough spin, otherwise it's going to, again, shoot by. No, not enough spin at all. Too far to the left, just shoot straight past and off the end. So yes, the game itself, very simple to understand. I mean, curling isn't the most complex of all games, despite Curling3D advertising it. And indeed, Wikipedia confirming it is sometimes called chess on ice. It's not really, it's just bowling with, bowls rather, with a bit more sweeping involved. So it's a nice enough game to play in real life, if you like playing around on ice. It's, a simple concept. It works well with, or it should work well on these sorts of controls. Though they've made a bit of a hash job of it, as you've seen. It's kind of awkward. What it really isn't is worth £2.99, and this is a very highly priced game for Windows Phone 7. This is above the average price for an Xbox Live enabled title. And for it, you're getting no campaign mode, no unlockables, a fairly simple game, not that polished, nothing particularly graphically impressive, despite them being so proud of it being polygonal. And I've got to say, it does seem a little bit overpriced for what it is. Still, if you're absolutely desperate to play a curling game on Windows Phone, this is your best and, I think, only option. It's available on the marketplace now for £2.99, or I think $3.99.